All right then, let's get started with our top story, and it's all about our crowning glory, all you ladies watching us right now. Now, we all get hassled of handling untamed frizzy hair or curly hair, and yes, it's not fun managing it, especially when it's so hot and humid around these times of the year. Now, today's segment on TBC is dedicated to the curly and wavy girl gang. Hello, you. We all feel you, all right? And as we have come to this crucial information on, it's been a common practice here on TBC, one of the most, point that we speak about on the program and that we've been mulling over especially has how to actually come out with solutions here. Now, one of the biggest trends that Gen Zs and millennials are talking about is actually straightening their hair. You've guessed it sort of right. It's not just about straightening with irons, but a more permanent solution. And that's why a lot of people are talking about keratin hair treatment. TBC today will decode that treatment for you. What exactly is it? Now, the keratin treatment is a process that smooths and often straightens the hair. It involves applying products on the hair, blow drying it, and then sealing it with a flat iron as well. Now, why this has gained so much popularity is because, well, it promises frizz-free, smooth, straight hair for 6 months to a year, depending on the treatment you choose. But how does it really work, and what is the science behind it, and why now doctors are saying, hold on, it's not for everyone? Because keratin is a natural type of protein in the body, and keratin hair treatment adds additional keratin to your hair, which thereby helps to reduce the frizz and increase shine. However, several studies have now pointed out that these treatments cause serious, harmful conditions to your hair and body. Many of the chemicals in them are known to be carcinogenic, which means it can cause cancer and also help it grow sometimes. So if you are somebody who's vulnerable, the doctors advise you not to take this treatment. Also, there are several other dyes and chemicals that are used that are said to be said to be partially carcinogenic, etc. So are you meant to have a keratin hair treatment or not? That is a question that we will try and get answered today with our guest. We have with us Dr. Smriti Naswa back with us in the studio. She is a dermatologist, trichologist here in Mumbai. Welcome back. Good to have you. I really wanted Dr. Smriti to be here for this program because her own hair is so pretty but so curly, and she wears it with all pride, as it were. So, Dr. Smriti, first up, I want to understand for all those girls watching right now who say that, listen, straightening is the way to go. That's the only way hair looks nice and you get this movie star feel. That's not the way, right? And when it comes to keratin, which drives a lot of these people for, to achieve that level on your hair, what actually is it doing to your body of hair?
Right, so you have asked two questions,
yes.
Right? So number one, I'll always tell people, start loving yourself the way you are and try to enhance your beauty in the way it is. So if you are a wavy and curly like me, you can always go for a way to improve your curls or improve your waves. And because doctors don't have time, so if I can do it in 5 minutes, I'm very sure that you can do it for yourself as well. Coming to the second question of whether we should do all those treatments or not. See, always remember something which is causing a change in the texture of the hair for 5, 6 months or 3 months for that matter, they're definitely damaging it to the roots or to the deeper hair shafts. So that is something which keratin as well as cysteine treatments do to you, and they should not be done. So I should first tell you what it is actually, right?
Yeah.
So there are two types of treatments that is done when it comes to the straightening, which people call as permanent or a long-term straightening. One they commonly call as keratin or Brazilian keratin treatment, in which you are having a chemical which is acidic pH for you. Okay. And the more the acidic pH, the better the straightening. But then they use formaldehyde. As you have mentioned, they can cause cancers, they are endocrine disruptors. We are having polycystic ovaries all over. And they also cause burning in your eyes, headaches, and eczemas and skin reactions and all those things.
That is why they're always wearing masks whenever
They
they
are
put it
wearing
on,
masks
and they ask
because
you
those
also.
fumes go into you, not only you, but also the professional who's doing. And the professional will get more exposure. So typically, if you're going for a hair straightening and if you're feeling burning in your eyes, you definitely are dealing with formaldehyde. It is banned in many, many countries. Now people are coming saying that we are now having some keratin which is safe for you. But actually, it also has glycoxylic acid. And that particular chemical, actually, when it's exposed to heat, again liberates formaldehyde.
I see.
So you are actually not going anywhere whenever you're coming for an acid type of treatment, which commonly is called as keratin.
So you're essentially saying any form of keratin treatment or any form of sort of permanent solution that people claim or salons claim to offer or brands claim to offer should be avoided.
Yes, but there is another method of permanent straightening, which now people are saying is cysteine, but they always come up with new names. So we have to go for ingredients.
Yeah.
So there you use alkaline pH, and they call it relaxers. So
Okay.
these relaxers can be lye and non-lye, which is sodium hydroxide or ammonium thioglycolates. They also have problems. They have problems of skin irritation and wheezing problems and breathing problems. And they can actually be worse for those who have colored their hair because they end up bleaching the hair also. But that is comparatively safer than keratin. But it's still something which is breaking your disulfide bonds, and the strength of the hair goes off. And the more that you do, the strength just goes for a toss.
Essentially, you're damaging your hair more.
Yes. And then
For it to look better,
Yes.
the actual body of the hair is getting more damaged. That's what you're saying.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so are there certain kind of hair types that can take this treatment versus the others who cannot? Or people who already have naturally straight, thick hair, they can afford to maybe experiment with these treatments?
But if somebody has a thick hair or a straight hair, why would they want to straighten it further?
Well, that's a question only they can answer.
Right. So then you can actually, as I said, you can work on enhancing it. So there are two things that I would say, wherein one is something called as ironing and blow drying. Of course, it's not that great as air drying because blow drying also damages your hair, but it's only working on the outermost hydrogen bonds and it just goes off. The effect is finished, the next day you wash it. If it is finished, that means you're not working on the deep layers. That's one. And secondly, deep conditioning. Nowadays, hair botox and all those things where they'll apply all sorts of solutions and they'll just make it for the deep conditioning. You know, just enhance the beauty of the original hair. That's still all right.
You know, it's a very interesting point that you've mentioned, Dr. Smriti, because a lot of people, their rationale for getting a keratin hair treatment is that, listen, I don't want to be blow drying and straightening every day. This is a one-time fix and I'm done for the next 6 months, because every day blow drying and ironing, my hair go through it. So I can tell you that is also a nightmare.
So first of all, the effects are not lasting for 6 months. They start weaning off in anywhere between 6 to 20 weeks. And then it's a mix, you know, it's a mixture, a khichdi like, you know, half of your hair are curly and wavy and half of your hair are straight. So you really end up actually going it faster or earlier than 6 months. The second thing that I suggest, which I always do, is something called as curly girl method. So, you know, hence, if you do not want to have, of course, in parties and occasions, you can go for your blade drying and you know, hair styling and all. But for the routine methods, why don't you follow the wavy and curly girl method? Now it's like we have a Facebook group.
What is this method?
We have a Facebook group of Indian Curl Pride, where like I think thousands of ladies are part of it, and people are doing everything to just, you know, enhance the beauty of their curls and the waves.
Hold on, I'm really getting breaking news here from a trichologist and a doctor telling me about there is a page on Facebook called Curly Hair.
Indian Curl Pride.
Curl Pride, and that's where you're sharing a lot of tips. So that is quite nice. I'm liking this, the woman behind the doctor really coming out in this interview. But tell me this, is there any safe method then out there? Forget just keratin. Is there anything which is safe, which can be taken by people who say, because of their jobs, etc., have to go through this on a daily basis and want to avoid the heat and the damage with day-to-day blow drying and ironing?
See, I'll tell you two things. Number one, the daily ironing and blow drying will still not cause the deep root damage.
Okay.
So if you are asking me whether that is more risky or the permanent thing, the blow drying and ironing is still better. Now coming to the hassle part of it, and you really want to go for the straightening, then the smoothing treatment with cysteine, where the alkaline pH agents are used, like the lye and non-lye. The